Port 8443 is the administration port for the Hive Fabric installation. If you don't identify a port, it will default to the broker, which is not configured at this time. The default username here is admin with the password you assigned at the time of installation. Upon first access, you'll have this informational screen. You can step through a basic navigation tutorial regarding Hive Fabric. Once you're complete, you can uncheck the show help at log on and then close out. So your order of operations here typically is to set your host options. So we'll go into configure hosts. We will set the time server, the NTP server. Typically for new installs or proof of concepts, I'll set it to debug log level. It provides us more detail. The next thing we're going to do for kind of a single host installation, if you don't have any NFS storage in your environment, which is preferred, we'll set up the local host as an NFS server of its own. So come over here to Actions with the host highlighted, Configure Storage. So you'll note that the disk used for installation is already highlighted in blue. You'll see here that it's got the name or role of OS. We're going to add a second disk here for use. You can use the OS disk if you only have one for this purpose, for sharing this out. We're going to use this secondary disk. So I'm going to click on Add. I'm going to add the secondary disk, and I'm going to save that setting. Okay, so we see here now that I've got a capacity disk that's in pending state. I'll apply storage config, of course, read the warning, and click OK. Now our capacity disk is defined. Now that I have a disk, I'm going to enable NFS sharing on this disk so I can use it for templates, ISOs, VMs if I want. So I'm just going to click on enabled. You can lock this down if you like to a single IP or a single network. I'm just going to leave it open for now. We'll save that change. Note the export path here. You'll need that in just a minute. So I'm going to copy the ZData share path. Next thing we're going to do is go back to the main screen. Now I'm going to add that storage target. So we're going to click on plus, storage, storage pool. I'm going to call this local NFS. Now again, using the local disk as NFS is good for single host installations, proof of concept, just evaluating the platform. For production, you're going to want to use our hyperconverged storage, or you're going to want to use some sort of external NFS, SIFs, something like that. So the server hosting this is the server we just installed. And then the path is going to be ZData shared. You can select any of these roles that you want. By default, all of them are enabled except for data protection, and we can go into that at a later date. So we're going to save that setting. Now we see here that we have this local NFS data store.